I can already preload my thumbnail. Hey, YouTube and Facebook. So Wendy Lee wants to join my live. Wendy Lee, I think you're pushing the wrong button. You are already a part of the live, so you don't have to click the button to join it. You are already here. Because if I bring you in, it's going to put you right here with me with a lot of folks. That might be kind of embarrassing. Let me spend a couple of minutes saying hi to some people. Karen Glenn, hi Karen, sent me the most amazing book that opened my eyes to a whole lot of things going on here around Longhorn Lester's. It even, man, I hope that everyone's seen that video. I think I played it on both platforms, but it opened my eyes to a lot of things that I had no idea about. It led me to a historical marker that is less than a mile down the road, where I did a lot of research and found out some really neat things. So, Karen, thank you for having an interest. And then last night, I was sent a map, y'all. A lady in Illinois had such an intrigue with the story that I talked about with Smithfield that she sent me a map. It was an 1862 map that she had found online. Wow, there are 3 connecting Indian Native American not reservations. At the time, they were just tribes. They were campsites and they were connected. And the old 1862 map showed how they were connected, their little travel routes. And so, man, I had sitting there last night and looking at this map, and I'm turning it up and all around trying to find out exactly where I am on that map. And so I'm pretty big into history. And so that was just such a neat blessing. So thank you so much, Karen. And for the kind lady who sent the map, I wish I had written down her name, but I didn't write it down. It's on my phone that I can't pull it because now I'm using my phone. So sorry about that. Yes, I am coming live from both Facebook and YouTube and all platforms. A lot to talk about, lots to talk about. I actually made me some notes today. So I'll kind of go through these. Now, I will be fair. Chippewa native here, says Eileen Robbins. Eileen, I'm enchanted with your people. And when I say your people, I don't mean that in a derogatory way, just the culture and the heritage and the traditions and just the love that your people had for the land, because not everyone shares that same kind of love. Not everyone respects the land the way our ancestors did. And oh, Marie says, I'm double dipping here. Double dipping Marie. Double D's. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. And then Debbie says, hi, Lester from Panama City, Florida. I bet you're loving your weather right now, Panama City. And then the white beaches. My gosh. I would love to visit Florida, and I did not too long ago. I didn't talk about it because I didn't want to give away too much information. But on my way home from Florida, I was on an airplane that went through some choppy weather. So bad that I did not know if we were going to make it back to Houston safely. And so, even though I love Florida, I enjoyed my little trip there. It was a business trip. I I barely made it back home. So thank God for good pilots. Ohio is double dipping. And then D is going by so fast, I have to put it onto my screen. Y'all give me a moment here. I could never read that so fast. D Darby. Now, D Darby says, good evening, Lester, from a very chilly West Sussex coast of the United Kingdom. I'm loving the history stories, and a lot of the white settlers in your region of Texas were from Scotland and the north of the UK. So, as a matter of fact, D, there's a lot of German in our blood. And so my dad's side has lots of German. We did our DNA. I bought my dad that kit for his birthday years ago. And in that, he discovered how much German is in his bloodline. And then my mom has lots and lots of French in her bloodline. So we're blessed to have lots of Europe. Well, I mean, I guess we all knew we had European running through us somewhere, but there was nothing from Scotland in my bloodline that I can remember. Now it gets down to the little nitty gritty, but the bulk of the bloodline, the DNA that is shared by me and my siblings was German and French. French from my mama's side and German from my daddy's side. And so I'm sure my dad's probably talked about that. I'm guessing. Um, so yes, I know that a video just posted, everybody, but just ignore that. It'll be there later. This over here will be there later as well. So you can always choose what you want to go watch. It's hard to find the time to go live because you don't want to interfere with any of your family's videos. And also, you begin to respect other video creators, Cog Hill, Arms Family, Think Like a Horse, Keeping It Dutch, Urban Ranch Rescue. That's Uncle Ben over there in Dallas. And there's a few more that I really admire and respect. And I don't want to take away. If you guys follow the same channels, I don't want to make you make that decision of who do you watch. So I try to be respectful of those other channels. Of course, Wes and Angie, but I'm trying here. Boy, talk about trying. Wow. It's been a little bit of a hectic week on social media. Now, listen, that's nowhere in my notes. I have a lot to talk about in my notes, but I think that we're on a pretty good transition in here to talk about something that many people have forgotten. Let me remove this comment so you all can see. And YouTube is down here. YouTube's on my laptop so I can see it. It's a lot bigger screen. That way I can read your comments easier. Facebook, you're up here on my phone, and I'm so sorry, but because the phone is a smaller screen, the things that your comments are smaller, and I just can't read them. I don't have my glasses, and I can't wear my glasses here because the ring light reflects back, and so it's tough. It's tough, y'all. It's tough. I did an interview with a local Houston talk show about a year ago. And before our interview, he went by and he was watching several of my videos just to think of some good questions to ask. And the video that I had just posted, which had a lot of anger and hate and just, pea patty people, a lot of pea pats, was about the reason why we did not go to the Okie Homestead Festival. The reason we did not go, and I joked, is because people don't understand my humor. And I said that it was because of Pablo and Adam and Steve, because they're gay. They're ducks and they're both gay. And I had made a video about that, and there were probably one of my funniest videos. I'll be honest, it was one of my funniest videos, okay? And it just so happened that the talk show host, I'm not going to say his name because y'all are going to start being haters. I know that some of y'all will be haters about it. But he happened to watch that video and got a kick out of it. But he was also reading the comments, and he gave me some really important information. It was actually something that I needed to hear at the time. He said, Lester, just don't forget that for everyone that watches your show or your channel, he goes, don't think that everyone here loves you. He goes, as a matter of fact, you would be surprised to find out how many people here actually despise you and they can't stand you. And they're only here to hate more on you. And I said, so how do you deal with that? He goes, well, my job is easy. I don't have to. He goes, all I look at are the Nielsen audio ratings. And so in radio, and I think even TV, they have this rating system that somehow can take a screenshot, or I think they call it a snapshot of what people are listening to or watching, and they base their ratings on that. And he says, as long as my ratings are up, he goes, hey, even haters, even those that can't stand me, that come and watch my program, my podcast, or he goes, or they're still boosting my ratings. And so when you see that Lester puts out a video that has a lot of negative comments on it, guys, don't think that it gets me flustered as much as I realize that I'm doing something good for my business, the business end of I'm a Survivor and Longhorn Lesters. And so honestly, whenever you say block them, ban them, now I'm only going to block and ban if someone's being mean to my children or to my love, Jamie. I will block and ban you because we don't need that. But if you're upset with me and you put those comments, you're still putting comments. So what you're doing is engaging with my video. And let's not forget, and then I'll get off the subject, that whenever you engage with the video, that either comes in a like, a share, or a comment. The more engagement, the more YouTube and Facebook will push and promote my video. So believe it or not, if I can make a controversial video, as long as I meet the community guidelines set forth by Facebook and YouTube, the more controversy, the better. Sorry, I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but the page continues to grow. And so we're blessed for that. And so even though we can say, ignore the haters, in a way, a channel's like, bring them on, hate all you want to, because it's still promoting our product. It's kind of like if you think about politics. Do you remember back in the 2016 elections? And I think that former President Trump never had to pay for advertising. He did not have to go out there and do fundraisers because the press would follow him around no matter what. A lot of times they said the press would do that just because they could not wait for the next thing to hate on him for. And so it ended up getting President Trump a lot of press publicity by some of the outlandish things he would say. And so I don't mind controversy. I do not mind controversy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and brag and say that I might be the most controversial YouTuber that you watch, because I will talk about sex. I will talk about money. I will talk about religion. I will talk about health issues. I will talk about a lot of the things that a lot of people are scared to talk about. And ultimately, it has helped me a lot more than it has hurt me. Yeah. I know. I'm sure I'm seeing it all over the place how mean I am. But remember that every good story, y'all, every good story has an antagonist, which is the mean guy, and the protagonist. And so and then it has to have a good plot and a good climactic boom, bam moment. And I love what I do, and I love what I'm doing. And I'm so sorry you don't understand that. But what you could do is just appreciate the great acting, because not every actor can play so many different roles. And I'm able to play all of those roles. And then Pam, this is funny. Where'd that go? Pam, come back over here. Pam, it went by so fast. I'm sorry, love. Pam made a funny comment. Pam says, I'm going to read it to you because I know that you can't see it on Facebook, but YouTube says, the PPATs need to get a grip on themselves. Don't forget, Pam, that PPAT runs in my blood. My PPAT was my grandmother, y'all. And so Lester can turn on his inner PPAT whenever he wants to. And a good rant video is my second most popular type of videos. Obviously, a good, heartfelt animal story, ones that you don't get very often, but a really good, heartfelt animal video, like a journey, or like Carl being introduced to the new pasture, Tex being moved to Longhorn Lester's. Those are obviously your most popular videos, but you can't reproduce, you can't create one of those. No one can go outside and just create a heartfelt video. That has to happen by capturing the right moment at the right time. And then I would think that the number two most popular videos are the chaotic, when all sheesh hits the fan and there's just chaos everywhere, animals running loose, Lester losing his mind. Those are by far your second most popular videos, with the number of views, the number of likes, shares, comments, and the amount of time that people watch them. And then, of course, number three, here we go, is a good rant video. A good rant video. And when Lester goes on a rant, as much as you might not like it, and as much as your comments say, I like the happy videos, where's my happy place? Or you're being mean to somebody. Thank you for the comments, because that right there is exactly what you need to continue to have your page grow. So here we go. This is really cute. Leslie, I'm gonna put that up there. I don't like talking about money, Leslie. Leslie Gray, and I'm just reading this. Haters make you money too. People who don't make videos don't get it. The more comments will push your videos to be seen more. That means more people watch. And the more people who watch, the more money, or the more ads that play, the more ads that play, the more money the creator makes. Leslie, that's insight that I didn't know everyone had. So thank you for sharing that. And it is very, very true. So, yes, a lot of the times when you go to the comments to be angry at Lester, I could create a rant video about that, because I've done that before. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is because poor YouTube has been bombarded with rant videos this week. I do believe you have one more, YouTube, before it's all over and done with. Facebook, you're just getting started. You've only seen one rant video. You got 3 more to go. So anybody that wants to really make the page suffer for the next week or so, I'm letting you know now, don't comment, don't even watch it, because if you comment, you're just going to help promote the channel. So no, we try not to block and ban people, because that's only hurting ourselves. Could I go ahead and get off of that and get back on, boom, my list? Because there's a lot of neat things going on around the farm and the ranch. So Millie and Fiona, yesterday was their big appointment to have them spayed, and all that was successful. And they're back home now to Longhorn Lester's, and they're doing great. I was able to take off the little cones, give them a chance to drink some water, have some food, and then the cones have to go back on for a short while so they don't lick at the incision, incision, they don't lick at the, you don't know what I'm talking about. And then, today at 2:30, I'm taking all of the puppies here at Longhorn Lester's. All of the rescued puppies are going for their first vet vaccinations. And so that's going to be exciting. We're happy about that. Now, they've been to the vet before, because early on, we were having a couple of small issues, but now they're going for their first round of vaccinations, which means I can bring them outside into the grass tomorrow. And that's going to create a whole lot of really fun and neat content. I also want to say that Christy, or Christmas, and Buddy are up next for being spayed and neutered. Buddy is going on Tuesday of next week. And then Chrissy will be going in about a month. She has to have her babies completely off of her, and she has to be dry before she can have her procedure. So once we get Christy's procedure done and we get Buddy neutered, at that point, we will start them both on their heartworm medications. We're not doing it yet, my friends. Now, I don't have experience with any animals with heartworms, luckily. These are our first two animal rescues, our dog rescues, who have heartworms. And so, what we have is a 30-day treatment that has to be administered every morning and every afternoon, twice a day for each of the babies. And it's going to take a toll on their bodies. So, because of that. I think I might be back up, Jamie. How did you do that?
I'm magic.
Your magic? Jamie's magic. So we're going to see. It was neat that my Facebook audience just grew by 3,000 people. And I'm still holding on to 1,300 on. Okay, good. We're back. I don't know how Jamie did that, but she fixed it. So what I think happened was I was trying to do StreamYard with both YouTube channels, and I also included the Facebook small channel, Longhorn Lester's. And Facebook doesn't like us when we use StreamYard, and so I think that Facebook shut us down. But that might have happened. That's why I also go Facebook with the big channel over here. But either way, we're back. Jamie came in and saved the day. I'm glad that she was monitoring. Anyway, hello, Michelle. Michelle Warren, I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad I didn't lose you. A lot of folks will not use Facebook anymore for different reasons, but they are still our largest platform. And so we will continue to use Facebook. And I've even said as much ease as user friendly as YouTube is, Facebook was the company, they were the platform that gave us our golden opportunity, opened that window into social media. So I will be forever indebted to Facebook, even though I know a lot of people don't like the political games that Facebook plays. I get it, but someone says Facebook are like greedy goblins. Well, they are a business, And so as a business, they have every right to try to control the market. Lori Lou says, these is for the babies. I know you don't want it, but tough cookies. Lori Lou, I'm going to beg you, I'm going to ask you politely. Don't worry, I'm going to add, I'm going to also say Lori Lou and Suzanne. I want y'all not to do that, okay? Allie says, no, it's just because there's rude people on Facebook. Allie, if you could have read my YouTube the last couple of days, you could see some rude people. But like I said earlier, I'm completely okay with that. Let's get back to my list. And once I finish my list, then we can have some real talk. Then we can get some real talk, okay? So we talked about Millie and Fiona have both been spayed. They don't feel 100%, but they're finally have stopped drooling on themselves, and they're going to be fine. The puppies go in today to get their first round of vaccinations. I can do that myself. I have before many times, but I think the puppies, because they're all going to other homes, I think that the new home owners, the new puppy owners, will be a lot more comfortable knowing that that was done at a vet and that there's shot records on file. And those are all things that I could buy at Tractor Supply, and I trust myself, but I know that you want to have that peace of mind. And then Buddy, which is the rescued boxer, and Christy, who's our rescued, all kinds of mixing her, y'all, all kinds of mixed everything. If you don't know about that, you have to watch Jamie's channel this morning, From Suits to Boots, on YouTube. And she does a DNA analysis of Christmas. And you'll be shocked to see how many bits and pieces create that wonderful little girl who we love so much. Vanessa, there's my girl, Vanessa. Vanessa says, on Facebook, I deal with trolls telling me they like my smile in my profile pic. Well, Vanessa, and on YouTube, I deal with Telegram telling me I won a surprise. Yeah, so just be aware, everybody, that both of those, if it seems too good to be true, then it usually or always is. You've never won a prize from Telegram. That's just them trying to get into your account to steal all of your money. And the guy who likes your smile is really a hacker from usually Nigeria. And I only say that with, there's no racism here. It's proof, because I've been hacked by a Nigerian hack firm, a hacking firm from Nigeria. And so I could give a care less who it is from. Just know that those are not. Be warned. Be warned that there are entire countries that set up these shops where they invite these people in to do nothing more but try to hack into our American social media. And so be prepared for that, y'all. Be aware of that, okay? And so Buddy and Christy will be getting their procedures done soon. Buddy on Tuesday. Christy will be coming up in about a month once she's completely dried up from nursing her babies. Oh, this is fun. Lex, my son Lex, will be having a birthday party here at Longhorn Lester's. That's going to be on the 5th of March. And we're super blessed that we already have everything semi cleaned up from Jamie's work get together. We have tables, we have the propane heaters. Everything's been cleaned up in the pastures. We went through a lot of work to get ready for that event. And so by having Lex and his birthday party here, it shouldn't be a whole lot of work on our part. Excuse me. Let me get a drink. My throat is dry. You saw Jamie just walk in a moment ago, and I'm happy to announce that Jamie is no longer traveling. She's home for a while. The only downfall to that is that she's given me an entire list of gardening jobs that she needs help with, mostly moving in potting soil. Jamie likes to garden. And I says, Jamie, I says, wait, you're rushing it. I says, everyone knows, everyone who gardens should know this, that you do not plant your garden until Good Friday. And we have a long time until Good Friday. But no, she's convinced that her farmer's almanac says nothing about Good Friday. That's something that my dad said, that his dad said, that his dad said, and to her that doesn't count. So yes, Jamie is back in town, and she got gardening on her mind. And I'm afraid that that means Tractor Supply and loading and loading and loading. And I'm already consumed with jobs. Lex has already gotten his birthday gift. A lot of people are talking about that. You must have also seen a couple of videos where we talked about it. Jamie did another one of, well, she just extended it, her contract with that little company, and they sent her a second mini car, and which will be used on our puppy and dog rescues throughout the neighborhood. But she did say, Lex, even though it will be used for puppy and dog rescue, you can also have it as your little ride around the farm. Guys, those things are nothing more than golf carts. Don't kid yourself. They are a golf cart, which are very inexpensive, and they put a little cheap body around it, which makes it really adorable. So, for the mean people who are saying, I'm sick of watching a millionaire's channel, I'd rather watch real people. That is so dumb. No, no one are millionaires around here. Jamie was just very smart in connecting with the right advertiser, promotional product people for what she enjoys doing, which is her side hustle of rescuing puppies from the neighborhood. Those little vehicles work out great. And so she did make Lex a license plate that says Lex Box. And we vote Lester should build Jamie a greenhouse. I know nothing about the greenhouse construction. I've seen that greenhouse 10. They don't call it 10, it's greenhouse roofing at Tractor Supply. But I don't know how it's fiberglass. It's just clear or green fiberglass. And I know nothing about it. And I'm afraid I would mess everything up. So, Shara, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and put this onto the screen. Shara, where did you go? Shara says, guys, you can buy those things for $2,500. Wow, such a millionaire. Shara, and we're even luckier than that we don't have to buy them for anything. All we have to do is put them in videos, include them in videos. So every time that you see, I think that Brienne is doing her electric bike video, and that's a promotional thing. She didn't have to buy that. It's one of the perks of having a social media following. And then, Lester does Argo here at Longhorn Lester's. That's not going too good, obviously. I think that you've all seen that video, and that's not going so good for me because I don't promote it enough. I may end up losing that pretty soon. But Jake has done trampolines and footwear, and I forgot what else Jake has done. So it's really neat when you get that opportunity. Of course, we always joke and we say that our channels are not for sale. So what we will not do, none of our channels are going to spend our entire video trying to convince you to buy something that was sent to us. We don't do that. We do not do that, and we will never do that. If someone gifts us something, I have no problem opening it, showing it, even using it. But the downfall is I'm going to make sure that I will report the good, the bad, and the ugly. An example about that is with Argo. And I talked about the model of Argo that I have. The fan comes on. When you turn the key, automatically the fan comes on. I don't like that because that fan is noisy. I can never drive down through the woods or just sit in idle without. There's this fan that comes on because it has a large motor that has to be air cooled. And so So I don't mind saying that. And so that's one thing that I do not like about the Argo. And so Argo knows that. So they're not going to find anyone to lie about their product. That's the honest truth. And so if Argo gets upset about that and wants to take the Argo away, it's still the truth. And that's the truth. And so Argo can either fix that problem or realize that you're not paying a guy to be a paid sponsor. You're letting him use one of your machines as long as he can kind of put out there what he does with it. Pawn guys, look at it at the bottom. Pawn guys, finally, the pawn guys have shown up, and they've not brought any materials out, but the main pawn guy, Paul, who is the second in command besides the owner, he came out with his that gosh darn laser, and he puts all these stakes around the pawn on the end that's too low, and then he spray paints and he marks, and he tells me that they're going to have clay brought in, and they're going to pack that clay up to the top of those markers. Problem is, overnight, the Longhorns went crazy and knocked over all of his markers. So now, whenever the clay begins to arrive, I'm guessing Monday, they're going to be like, how high did we put it? And so Paul will have to come back out. But that just serves them right. They should have done it right the first time. No one that saved Jamie from the pond monster. I don't understand what that means. Hold on, let me read this real fast. This looks fun. Sarah says, my aha moment today. In studying behavioral science, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative reinforcement. It's the same. Behavior is affected most by null or no response. I think that would be true in social media, Sarah, because ultimately, if the page was on a decline, which means there were less viewers, there was less view time, there were a number of folks who were unsubscribing, all of those would be a negative response, and those would force some changes on our end. But as long as the videos continue to grow in watch time, engagement, which are likes, comments, shares, and then it's just going to keep growing. And so you can't blame us for following our business model. Can't you just pat a guy on the back for saying, dang it, Lester, you got me on that one. Dang it, Lester, you got me on that one. What's so hard about that? What is so hard about that? Because if it were the other way around, I want all of my family to be successful in their social media. And I believe for the most part they are. And so a lot of the family do not piggyback off of each other. An example of that is my dad only videos dad material or dad content. And so Brienne, for the most part, only videos Brienne type content. Sister Kim will only video Sister Kim type content. Jamie only videos Jamie type content. I'm still going. Stephanie only videos Stephanie content. Y'all tired of hearing this already? But you get into LE and Jake, and sometimes LE and Jake and Lester will all end up crossing our paths. Our paths will cross. Now, Jake can video Jake content as far as flying his planes, like with the plane lessons, and he does great with those. He videos his beautiful girlfriend, Lissa, and he does great with those. Jake can video pretty much any of his projects, and he does great with those. But Jake also likes to cross platform with Lester, the same as LE. And sometimes when you cross platform with other creators, you open yourself up to intermingling you all. And so Jake's people don't like my people. I'm sorry. It's true. And my people don't always like Jake people. And so even though Jake and I are nephew and uncle, and we love each other unconditionally, we give each other a hard time, which we always have. But a lot of the people that don't understand that have a hard time with that. So Stephanie is married to Buddy, that's Sister Kim's uh, daughter-in-law, and her channel is on YouTube, and it's called The Denman Homestead. Denman, Denman, the Denman Homestead. I'll try to put it up there. I actually had invited Stephanie to join me today for today's live, but we had some situations arise and she was unable to. Um, Anywho, yes, there's a few comments on my hat. Don't forget, this is the one that Millie and Fiona got a hold of early on in their puppy years. It's also the one that does not snap in the back anymore. And believe it or not, it's one of my favorite hats. Yeah, it's one of my favorite hats. A lot of people are talking about the numbers on the screen that you see, and you're seeing a lot less numbers than normal. But what you don't know is that whenever you go StreamYard, it combines both of the YouTube channels together. So all you're seeing is the channel that you're actually watching. If you switch over to the other channel, you'll see a different number. And then if you go over to Facebook, you'll see a different number. And so then when you combine all those together, that's why some of y'all are seeing a very large number and some of y'all are seeing a small number. But what does that matter? If you're trying to infer that my page is dying, then I have news for you, is that we've been doing this for 5 years. And even though one day my page will die, along with all of the other social media pages, as of right now, we're still doing great. We're still going strong. And so on Longhorn Lester's, Gutter Girl says there are 639 watching. I lost that comment. Sorry, Gutter Girl. They're going by so darn fast. But what does that really matter? What does that really matter? And so when you say who's inferring that, it was from the lady about 10 comments up who said that Lester's page is dying. Just look at his numbers. Someone says there's over 750 on one channel. I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. On YouTube, it has 758, someone says. Lester, I'm rooting for you in the nursing home. Oh, Lester, I'll be rooting for you in the nursing home many years from now. I will never make it to the nursing home, friends. I'll never make it that far. I have news for you all that I will not be making it to the nursing home. I will find myself under an oak tree down by the river, and that's where you will find me in my last days. But and that would make me more than happy to. I'm just going to get off of that already. Yes, that's funny. That's funny. Someone says, exactly, Lester. That's why she's watching. So this lady who's watching, who's adding to the views of watching, who's also adding to the number of ads that's playing, which adds to the money the channel makes, is only on here to be mean to Lester and try to find a way to discourage Lester and get him. You're a fool. I just explained that to you, lady. You are a fool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So there's 563 watching on I'm a Survivor on. Oh my Lord. People, please. So now is the time of the video where I actually go and talk about your questions. I said all that I had to say. Now I can always ramble on a little bit further, But if there's anything that you guys want to chit chat about, we can talk about that. So one lady says, talk about the double dipping and when is everything going to get back on track? Okay, so that's been a little bit harder than what I had thought it might be. There were a couple of weeks in early February when I made sure that none of my content cross platformed. So, whatever you saw on one video, you would not see that on another video on a different channel or even if it's on the same platform. So, what's happened is with Jamie out of town, with Ben being on his own over at the sanctuary, it's put a little bit more strain on Lester. And I've always said that animals must come first. Animals must come first before videos, because what good are videos if you, in fact, see the farm or the sanctuary falling apart? There's no videos to be made when you see dirty, deplorable conditions. And so, my number one priority is to keep the farm and the animals as healthy as ever. And so, that does require a lot of time on my part. And then, Jamie traveling made it to where we could not do our usual divide and conquer. And so that put me at both properties. Don't start saying too much information, guys. Don't start saying too much information. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Um, so I used to like to double dip. And then Betty says, I double dip anyway. Well, thank you, Betty. I certainly appreciate that. Ben was so funny trying to get Pawpaw's goats back home. Wow, Ben has a lot to learn. Yes, he does. Ben has a lot to learn, but I'll tell you what he does have is an amazing work ethic. Wow, here's someone says, Teresa says, I'm a quad dipper. I'm a quad dipper. Teresa, here's what I worry about, Teresa. I appreciate that. I really do. But here's what I worry about. Remember how earlier I talked about it was my ultimate goal when we found out that I'm a survivor as an umbrella. I'm just going to draw it. Here comes a teacher in me. When I'm a survivor, we realized that I'm a survivor was going to be sort of an umbrella page. And then all of the other channels, and I'm only going to draw 5, begin to branch off of I'm a survivor. And that's great. And so at this point over here, I think it's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I believe there's 9 channels. Well, let's talk about Lex and Connor. Hold on. So now we have 11 channels that have branched off of I'm a Survivor. What that means is you took a collection of 1.7 million people who followed I'm a Survivor, and you begin to disperse them. We'll just say disperse them amongst all of these other channels. And then what you learned in all of this is that, you know what? I may have found I'm a Survivor from a viral video or from Lester and his story, but I really like this Pawpaw guy. And so what happens is you spend more time with those that you feel more comfy with. And that is completely fine. And we want that. I want you to love Pawpaw. And then you're like, well, this Suits to Boots is really interesting. I like Jamie's perspective. I like that she's an independent woman. I like that Pawpaw can tell stories of the old days. And I like that Jamie is an independent woman who can stand up for herself and she makes her own money. But I still like Lester. I still like Lester. But the problem with that is now you find yourself being like, your time is being split. And whereas some people have the time, not everybody does. And then all of a sudden, I don't know the correct order, but then all of a sudden, LE makes his channel. And LE had a different perspective. LE tried to include a little bit of the animals, a little bit of his journey in trying to find God and become closer to Jesus and have a relationship, with his Lord Savior. And of course, then it became Megan was his fiance and all. So then all of a sudden, a lot of people begin to realize that, wow, LE has some interesting stuff and a perspective that no one else shares. And then you have Jake, and Jake does the goofy, funny, the hilarious, very contagious smile and laughter, and the adventures of Jake. And next thing you know, you got Brienne, and then you got Sister Kim, and you got Stephanie, and you got then you get Longhorn Lester. Now, not only does Lester have one umbrella, but he also has another page now, another channel where he has all of his Longhorn Lester animals. And then you're like, oh my God, Lester, this is too much. And then you got, if lo and behold, did I already say Stephanie? Then you got Lex and Connor, who are the kiddos, y'all, the 10-year-olds who are trying to start channels and just trying to find a way into your to take some of your time. And so most people don't have that much time. Most people don't have that much time, because if you think about it, if most of our videos are between 10 and 20 minutes long, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. 110 minutes is over an hour and a half, y'all. And then you have to work. And then you have to take care of your family. And then you have to do your own chores. You have to feed your own dogs and cats. And you have to watch the real news. You have to go shopping. You have to do your household chores. Did I already say that? And so ultimately you find out that there's not enough time in the day. There's not enough time in the day, Lester. And I understand that. And so I don't think, oh my gosh, Uncle Dan, who is right now my favorite channel. Uncle Dan, I had to put Uncle Dan, who is right now my favorite channel. I love Uncle Dan and Lou and their cooking videos. The banter back and forth between Uncle Dan and Lou is top notch. And I love that. And so I watch everybody's because I do have time. And then you're saying, wait, Lester, but that's just your family. Then I got to go watch the Arms family because they're your friends. And I got to watch Cog Hill because they're your friends. And now I'm watching Dutch because he's your friend. And I'm watching Crandall and Marcy. I'm watching Zion Creek. I'm watching a Big Family, Small Farm. Lester, you're driving me crazy. Lester, I can't keep up. So what Lester says is this: don't kill yourself. Don't do this to yourself, y'all. Don't do this to yourself. What you have to do is the same thing that you do when you used to watch Netflix or Hulu. Find your favorite shows. Jamie and I watch Survivor when it's on. We watch Survivor, and we've been watching Survivor for years. We also watch The Walking Dead. We like The Walking Dead, and so we watch that. And so no matter what other shows we may find ourselves watching temporarily or just when we have a little downtime, we also make sure that we watch our shows when they're scheduled. And if you can't watch your show when it's scheduled, we go back and watch our show next week because it's always going to be there. Lorraine, I love Lorraine. She always has sweet comments. Lorraine says, oh, I believe that Norma will let you watch Holly Darlene if she ever goes on a trip where she can't bring her. Now, Norma doesn't live close. Norma lives in South Texas, down around the valley. Hey, Lorraine, I would like to talk to you about something personal. Lorraine, if you would, Lorraine, would you message me? Lorraine, I'm going to just find out over here, yes or no. Lorraine, can I give you a link where you and I can talk personal with everybody watching? I would like that. I think that would be a really neat thing to do. So I'm watching for Lorraine to say yes or no, and then I'm going to send her a link to join me. And what I'll do is I'll turn my YouTube camera around so you can see and hear what I'm seeing. But I'm waiting on Lorraine to say yes or no. Lorraine, yes, it will be on video. Lorraine, it will be on video. Don't say, I'm not wearing makeup. My hair's not done. Lorraine, no one cares. Everyone loves you for you. And I'm going, so I would like to talk about something personal, but not too personal, but social, a social story. I think it would be a really neat ending to my life and something that I really do wonder about and question. And but I want your approval first. I would not make you do this if you don't feel comfortable. And if you want to say another time, then I completely understand. I think that Lorraine just now has run off to try to. My hair isn't done. I'll wear a hoodie. Okay, I'll do it. Okay. So, guys, this is for Lorraine only. Please do not clog up the line. Please do not clog up the line. I'm only looking to talk to Lorraine right now. So please don't be rude and don't do that. Lorraine, I'm going to give you a link. Now, the only problem is, Lorraine, I have to send it to the entire crew. But y'all, I'm telling you, it's only for Lorraine. So, Lorraine, I'm going to send you an invite, and all you have to do is copy it. This is for nobody else but Lorraine. Can someone remind me on an iPad, is it Control or Command V? I did it, Command V. This is only for Lorraine, no one is looking at your hair. Lorraine, no one's looking at your hair. All right, Lorraine, there is the StreamYard. All you need to do is click on it and you'll join me. I'm not letting anyone else except for Lorraine. Everyone, do not be mean, and let's all talk to Lorraine. And I'm going to ask a question to Lorraine. Lorraine, go ahead. You can trust him, says Ralph. Ralph, no, she can't. Everyone knows you can't trust Lester. Let me turn around my Facebook so that I can hopefully capture Lorraine. If this is going to work, it might not. I'm waiting on Lorraine to join. This is not going to be pretty, y'all. This is not going to be pretty, but it is going to work. I have to take my phone. Lord have mercy. Lester Morrow, what are you doing? Now I need this to tilt up a little bit. I'm going to actually use my cup. Nope, that's not tall enough. Lorraine, I'm still waiting on you to join. And I'm going to just simply turn myself around here. I need to find something a little bit taller to hold my phone up. Give me a second, Lorraine. All right, there's Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Okay. Hi, Lorraine.
You hear me?
Hi, I do hear you. How are you?
Okay. I'm fine. Yeah, I have to wear a hood to curl my hair
Why?
because it's a mess.
Look, Lorraine, look at my hair.
Well, yours is still nice.
Is yours as bad as Lorraine? You calling this nice? I have not shaved in a couple of days.
That's
And
nice.
I want you to be comfortable. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Uh, so,
I'm
Lorraine,
very nervous.
all right. So, Lorraine, there's 1,200 people watching you on Facebook, and there's 1,700 watching you on the YouTube channels. So, what we have is about 3,000 people watching you right now. Have you ever spoken in front of 3,000 people in your entire life?
No.
Oh, no. Well, this is the first time. Listen, I want to talk to you, and I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to come out wrong, but I need you to understand that I don't know and I can't keep up with everything in the world today. I stopped teaching school a couple of years ago. And so whenever you were teaching school, you would go through different kinds of trainings. They called them sensitivity trainings. And so they would try to keep us up to date on everything because the world is changing as we know it. Would you agree with that? And
Yes.
positive changes, obviously. But I will say this, Lorraine, out of all of the folks that are watching and commenting today, and like I said, there's about 3,000 people. I think that you might be the only African American, and I love that. Does that embarrass
Um,
you? I don't
no.
I don't mean to embarrass you, but here's what I would like to find out. What can I do? Is there something about me that doesn't appeal to most African Americans? And do is so that's let me ask you that first. Do you prefer to go by African American, or how do folks prefer to be referred to? Because when I taught middle school, a lot of the kids said, "I'm not African American, I'm black." And so I don't, but then again, I was always taught in sensitivity training that you refer to African Americans, yet we don't refer to ourselves as English European Americans. So I don't know. You're not only helping me, but you right now are teaching a lot of people who don't know. So is
Um,
this, go ahead.
I guess some people have a preference, but I really don't.
Okay. You don't really have a preference then.
No.
Okay. That's fine. Um, so you don't find offense to one way or the other?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's how you say it sometimes too.
So I'm just going to tell you real fast. Can you read comments on yours or not?
Um,
A lot of people are saying you have a wonderful smile.
thank you.
You do. You do have a pretty smile. And so, Lorraine, okay. So then, what drew you to I'm a Survivor Sanctuary? Because
Um,
if in fact, I do know that now listen, hold on, Lorraine. Everyone stop asking. Everyone's trying to answer for you, Lorraine. These are all you white people. Stop trying to answer for Lorraine, because ain't none of us got the right to answer for her. So she can answer the way she feels like she wants to answer, and we will respect that. Because they're going back and forth in the comments. People will fight over anything. You know that, right? People will fight over anything. And I truly am trying to be as sensitive as I can to anybody, no matter which ethnicity or culture or religion or sexual. I don't care, Lorraine. I don't care. I'm blessed to have you. But um, since I got you and you joined, and I'm so blessed that you did. Um, so a lot of people are saying, Lester, just call her an American. How about that? Is that something that you think about or talk about? And I'm not, and that's fine too. I'm just curious.
um,
Or is this just too overwhelming for you?
no, no, no. Hmm.
It's okay. Let me check.
Maybe I think if I have to choose, African American.
Okay,
I'd
so
rather be
African
called.
American then. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. Now, the second thing I wanted to find out was what brought you to the page? How did you first run across? And I don't know if you follow Longhorn Lesters or I'm a Survivor.
Yeah.
Which one?
So
Or
what brought me was Big Trudy in her little pink shirt
ah,
and
in
her
the
floating
river.
away in the river
Yes,
and you rescuing her.
you like that Pig Trudy video, huh?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the one where I first took her to the woods, but I let her out along the other farm animals and they all began to chase her?
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
Yes, that too.
that was so scary to me because I could have sworn she was going to get trampled and hurt.
Hmm.
I didn't know that farm animals are they also see feral hogs as an enemy, and they saw her as a feral hog. They didn't know that she was going to grow up to be such a great pig Trudy, and someone that we all love so much. And so
Yes.
you're not the first person who loves pig Trudy so much. And that was a great video. And
Hmm.
so you found that video, you've been
And
watching
then
it.
I realized, and then I realized that I've seen your videos before,
Oh, on
like
other
you
viral
giving, yes, like you see giving CPR to the little puppy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you
And
recognize
Annie and Maggie.
Run Maggie Run?
Yeah.
Did you recognize my voice or because I don't think my face was in a lot of those videos.
Yeah, I think it was your voice. I was like, wait. And then after I like watched more videos, I realized it was you.
Ah, that talk show host that I talked to told me I had a great voice for radio. I don't know if that's true or not, because I think that my voice sounds dumb. I think I sound goofy. And sometimes my voice gets shrill and I don't know why. I don't know if my hormones are doing something or I'm reverting back to my teenage years. I don't know what's going on with me, but that's really, really funny. And so
You
you've been
just get excited.
I think it is a lot of excitement. I do get excited. I get excited. And what has been, if you had to break it down, so you like Pig Trudy videos, so your favorite videos are animal related?
Um, I like all of the videos.
Oh, okay. So you watch them all.
Yeah.
And is it like a daily thing that you do? Like every day you go on and watch the newest video or just on a
Well,
you
I try, but then sometimes I have to like cram everything and watch everything at once sometimes.
does and do you watch the other channels also on Moral Hill?
Yeah.
Do you have your favorites? And no one's gonna
Yeah.
judge.
Yeah.
You can you tell us or not?
Yes. Well, I'm a survivor from Suits to Boots, Longhorn Lester's.
Hey, I did not pay you for this, right? No, do not say I did not pay you for this.
Wow. No, I follow you because you feel like family.
Oh, I love that. I really do love that, Lorraine. I taught middle school and high school for 25 years, and I also coached. And so I still have maintained a relationship with a lot of my former athletes and some of my better students. The better students, some of those that are jerks, because they can just move on. I'm done. But some of my better students will still sometimes reach out through Instagram or Facebook and say hi to Mr. Morrow. And I love that. And so I feel like they also feel like during the year that I taught them, we became kind of a school family. And, and I
Mhm.
and I love that reference because there's nothing greater, in my opinion, than having people that may have nothing in common with each other. Because besides the love of animals, I don't know exactly how much you and I have in common with each other. Do you live in
Yeah.
a farm setting or do you live in the city
And well, I live in the suburbs of Ohio.
of Ohio? Okay, so you're from
Yeah.
the north in Ohio. Okay,
Hmm.
and so I'm from South Texas. How about that? And then, do you ever laugh at my accent?
No, no,
Do you ever have a hard time understanding me?
no. I can
No?
understand you.
Okay,
Yes.
that's funny. Do you have your favorite Lesterism, things that I say that probably is not proper English, but I say it anyway, like funner and
Um,
gooder, because those are my newest words that I cannot get enough of.
yeah, I like those, and I like sheesh.
Sheesh, do you ever say
Sheesh. Um, to myself, I say it
that?
when
That's
I'm alone.
so tell us about yourself, then tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm 35,
Okay, you're 35.
so yeah.
Well, let me jump in real fast.
Hmm,
So actually, so 35 is actually lower than our normal demographic because we normally, our largest number is 45 to 55. After that, it's 55 to 65. And then it goes 35 to 45. So you're actually not even in our top demographic, which is another
hmm.
unusual thing about our our relationship that we have here, which is awesome. All right. So
Um, I don't have any children,
okay.
though. I have an identical twin sister.
Okay.
Um, um, kind of boring. Oh, I have a I'm obsessed with Baby Yoda. So
Baby Yoda, like
yeah, Grogu.
the Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I have a wall of stuff. I would show you, but yeah. Um,
You can show us if you want to. Or are you embarrassed to go in there and show us?
no, it's like right. You see it?
Oh, I do. You have a large collection.
Yeah,
That is quite the obsession. And
yeah.
so
That's
go
not obsession. It's a fandom.
a
So
fandom. Okay, okay, I get it. That's a new word for me, a fandom. But I completely get it. That's awesome. You actually
yeah,
look a lot younger than 35, if you don't mind me saying.
yeah.
And
I've
so
been told that.
I bet you get that a lot then. So you must do something to take care of yourself. So good for you.
Mhm.
I need to work on myself a little bit. So if you want to share any secrets, then it's probably too late for me. It's just probably way too late for me. But
No, yeah.
uh I
You gotta be not afraid of take naps.
naps. Okay. I have
Yeah,
nothing but naps if I could just find time for one here and there.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and for sharing a little bit with us. I'm going to see if anyone has any questions for you. Uh,
Okay.
if anybody wants to ask a question, if you'll put it in all bold so I can read it, and then I will transfer that, I'll relay that over to Lorraine. Um, and so right now, people are talking about my accent still, Lorraine.
Mhm.
And so a lot of folks are just pretty much talking about, so they want to know, so does your twin sister like Longhorn Lesters? Hold on, wait.
Um,
Oh, no, Bailey. Bailey's is cute. Can you read what I put on there?
yes. What color
So,
would your lightsaber be? Um, I'm not sure, but it'll just probably be green and brown to
green and
match it. Um, yeah, my sister, my twin, she doesn't watch. No.
she doesn't watch. That's fine. You have,
Yeah, it's just not something she's into.
so you're into animals besides Baby Yoda. You also like
Hmm.
animals, especially Pigfoot.
Yes,
I love that.
yes,
And so Ramona over here asked a question. Would Lorraine want to have a farm life? Would you ever be interested in farming? Or is it
yes,
yes?
yes. Yeah, I like once had chickens.
Oh,
Um, yeah, they turned out to be like five roosters and one hen.
oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's a bad combination because all your
Hmm.
I'm sure we're always fighting over that one hen. And that poor hen was probably like, what the hell are you doing to me? That's funny. Someone says over here, please thank her for sending me a beautiful message on the day when I was upset over Monday. So you sent her a message. She got a message out of you. And so that's really sweet. So thank you for doing that. I'm trying to click. They're going by so fast. Lorraine, I live in Ohio, 45 miles from Columbus. And then are you married? And then you already said,
No, I'm not. I'm not married.
okay. And then she wants to know, Linda says, which big is your favorite? So do you know how we call the animals bigs and littles? Do you understand how we do it
Yes.
by their little legs, the length of their legs? And out of all of the bigs, do you have a favorite? Please don't say moo. I'm not
No.
a fan of moo.
Um, probably Donkey Dan.
Oh, Donkey Dan. Whenever I sing to him, he will always start his little hee haw, which is really, really cute. But I only know one song and I sing it horribly, so I don't do that very often.
I like your singing.
Wait, you like my singing?
Yes,
Well, I tell you what,
it's unique.
that's sweet of you. You're being very complimentary. And then people want to know, what do you
That's
think?
how I am.
Crystal says, what do you think of Carl?
Um,
That's the large
I think he's nice. I was glad when he got the females.
Yeah,
So yeah, and he was happier.
that's awesome. All right. Well, listen, if you will hold on just for 1 second, I'm going to talk to you privately when I go ahead and hang all this up. Would that be okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Everyone else, could you all say bye to Lorraine? And I
Hi.
coming on. And so whenever you have time, you can read some of the comments later in the replay, and that'll be kind
Mhm.
of fun. You can kind of see some of the things people are asking you. And
Mhm.
I certainly appreciate you. I'm trying to get my YouTube and Facebook turned back around where it was. I've messed everything up now, Lorraine. I have messed everything up. So you and I are still good.
Okay.
Everyone's saying bye to you now, but if you'll hold on 1 second for me, okay? So just give me one moment. Don't leave. Okay, so friends, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. All my cameras are all messed up, but I appreciate Lorraine coming on and talking with us because as I get further and further removed from teaching, I'm no longer a part of what they call sensitivity training. And I sometimes say things on a video and I'm corrected by a lot of people after the fact. But Lorraine said that as far as referring to her ethnicity, she doesn't really have a preference, but she is completely okay with African American. And so that is fine by me. And so now I hope that we've all learned a little bit of something by that because times are changing. And as times change, so does the expectations of how we refer to people. And so I told you guys recently about Jamie's new title at work. And now people have to identify themselves by their pronouns. So when the Zoom pops up, you don't just see a picture of what you assume is a female or a male doctor. Instead, you have the picture of the doctor or the attorney. There's always attorneys and doctors or executives, along with their name and then their pronoun, meaning how they want to be referred. And so you're not going to stop that, as much as it's confusing to a lot of people, especially older people. You're not going to stop it. And maybe folks are too sensitive these days. But once the world starts turning, once the wheels start turning in motion, they're not going to stop, guys. They're not going to stop. So it really is up to us to keep ourselves up to date on what's what and who's who and how we refer. And you can't do like me and blame your age on everything. So I want to thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys very soon. Puppy visit coming up in about an hour, so wish me luck on that. And then remember, guys, don't let the rant videos drive you too crazy. Just remember that any engagement on our end is good engagement. And so maybe you would go by and block and ban, but that's just going to take away from the the comments and the engagement. So we'll be fine. We'll let us be. And we will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you so much. And once again, Facebook, your Hell Week is coming up with all of my rant videos. But I try to be constructive and I try to make it a teachable moment, but also have a little fun messing with my nephew, Jake, who is by far my favorite nephew. So if you're like, if Jake is your favorite, I hate to see how you treat the worst, Lester. And that might be. All right, I'm going to get back over to Lorraine, and I will see you guys on the next video. So thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for giving us your time, and we love you, and we'll see you soon. All right. All right, Lorraine, I'm coming back to you. I'm going to end this broadcast.